day to you children. Welcome to your science class. In today's class we will be learning about the next concept in the motion chapter, that is graphical representation of motion. In this we will be learning how motion can be visually represented in the form of various kinds of graphs, and how can we understand various aspects or concepts related to it using these graphs. So the first thing which we have to learn or which we have to understand is the meaning of graphs. So what do you mean by graph? So look here, a graph is a pictorial representation of two sets of data. Several types of graphs such as line graph, bar graph, histogram, pie chart, etc. You are mostly familiar with line graphs and bar graphs. And you will be learning about histograms this year in your mathematics. So in motion, when we describe motion using graph, we represent either distance, displacement or acceleration with time. Right? We define motion to be change of position with respect to time, and change of position includes distance or displacement. So when we represent distance with the time, it will give you one type of graph, and when we represent velocity or speed with the time, we will get another kind of graph. And there is also acceleration, change of velocity with the time, and that gives you another kind of graph. So that is what it is given in the second point here. To describe the motion of an object, we generally make use of line graphs. We don't use bar graph, histogram or pie chart here. We make use of plain old line graphs, and they depict the change of one quantity. Whenever we plot graph, it usually includes two sets of data. So one quantity like distance, velocity or acceleration with time. So the two quantities which we generally use in motion graphs is distance, velocity or acceleration on one axis and time on another axis. So lastly, time is always plotted on x-axis. This is an important point you have to take note of, because time is never plotted on y-axis. Time is always plotted on the x-axis or the abscissa. Moving on, types of graphs when we learn about motion or when we want to describe motion. There are many types of graphs depending upon the type of motion. Like for oscillatory motion, the graph will differ. For vibratory motion, the graph will be different. But since we are learning about rectilinear motion or curvilinear motion, which in general is known as translational motion, there are three types of graphs which are of major concern here. The first one are known as distance time graph. In this kind of graph, distance and time are plotted. The second one is velocity time graph, and the last one is acceleration time graph. And for your syllabus we have only two, the first two, that is distance time graph and the velocity time graphs. Now distance time graphs. So the distance time graph shows the change in distance or position of an object with time. In this graph, time is taken along x-axis. Time is always taken on the x-axis and distance is always taken along the y-axis. The calculation of slope of the graph gives the speed of the object. We will learn how to calculate the slope in the upcoming sections. Last point, the distance time graph helps us in determining the type of motion exhibited by the body. We can identify if the motion of the body is uniform or non-uniform just by looking at the graphs. So here look at the picture. This picture represents this is a simple kind of distance time plot. Here time is plotted on x-axis while distance is plotted on y-axis, and you can look at the line graph which is varying with time. So distance time graph for uniform motion. You know that uniform motion is the one where the position of an object changes equally in equal intervals of time. So how will this graph look? So to understand that, first let us look at the table. Okay, here in this table we have an object, the data from an object which is exhibiting uniform motion. So on the left column we have, on the first column we have distance, and the bracket, the letters given in the bracket indicate the unit in which that physical quantity has been measured in. So here distance is measured in meters and time is measured in seconds. So look at the distance. First 5 seconds 10 meters, 10 seconds 20 meters, 15 seconds 30 meters, and 20 seconds 40 meters. So the object, the difference between the distance is 10, it is constant, and the difference in time is also constant, that is 5 seconds. The data of an object which is exhibiting uniform motion. So if we plot this, take time on x-axis, use graph sheets, and these graphs must be present in your Fairbooks. So take time on x-axis, you can pause the video and draw the graph. Take time on x-axis and distance on y-axis and plot the graph. It should look something like this. You can see time on x-axis and distance on y-axis, and the distance on y-axis, the scale is different, 10, 20, 30, 40, whereas on x-axis the scale is 5, 10, 15. The scales are different. So writing scales is extremely important, children. So here look at the scale here. Scale x-axis 1 unit, that is 1 block, that 1 centimeter which you take, don't call it centimeter, it is a unit. 1 unit is equal to 5 seconds. Similarly on y-axis 1 unit is equal to 10 meters. So here you can see this is the graph of an uniform motion. Here you can look that the line is uniformly going on increasing. It is a straight line. So distance time graph of an object exhibiting uniform motion is always a straight line. Right, whenever you say distance time graph or position time graph for an object which is showing uniform motion, then it will always be a straight line. Sometimes you just need a graph to say whether the object is exhibiting uniform motion or non-uniform motion. Just look at it. If it is straight line, it is uniform motion. If it is not a straight line, then it is a non-uniform motion. So that is what it says here. A distance time graph or a DT graph, in simpler terms, rather than saying distance time all the time, we say DT. A DT graph for uniform motion is always a straight line which is increasing or decreasing. It can be anything. And to calculate speed from the graph, so in the previous part I told you that we learn how to calculate slope, and by then we can calculate speed. Here the slope or that slantness of this graph will give you the amount of speed, right? So how do we do that? So speed is equal to y by x. Value of speed is equal to slope of the graph. So y by x. First consider any point on this graph. Here I have taken the second point. If you want, you can even consider the third point. So second point, what is the y coordinate of that point? It is 20 meters. So y is equal to 20 and x is equal to x coordinate, that is 10 meters. So speed is equal to 20 by 10, which is equal to 2 meter per second. So calculating this slope of any graph or any line graph is nothing but just selecting a point on that graph and dividing that dividing the y coordinate of that point by x coordinate, that is y by x. Slope is equal to y by x. Here slope in the slope in the distance time graph is always speed. Alright. So now we looked at the distance time graphs for uniform motion. So how would the distance time graph for non-uniform motion look like? So first consider the table, or look at the table given here, where the data is collected from an object which is showing non-uniform motion. So here once again distance, which is in the brackets meters, the unit of the distance is meters, and the unit of time in the second column, it is seconds. So when 0 meters, time was 0 seconds. 2 seconds, the object covered 10 meters. 3 seconds, the object covered 15 meters, and in 6 seconds, the object covered 25 meters. So use once again, pause the video and take another piece of graph sheet and draw the graph for this representation. Keep it here the graph. It should look something like this, the distance time graph for the non-uniform motion. If you see here, 0 seconds, 0 meters. 2 seconds, then the point is at 10 meters. 3 seconds, then 15 meters, and lastly 6 seconds and 25 meters. This is the graph. And the scale is very important. So scale, x-axis 1 unit is equal to 2 seconds, 1 block is equal to 2 seconds, and y-axis 1 unit is equal to 5 meters. So from this graph, is it a straight line? No. Whenever an object undergoes non-uniform motion, the graph of the distance time graph, not any other graph, the distance time graph is never a straight line. It can even be a curved line. So next, the graph of non-uniform motion is never a straight line. Here, to calculate speed, here there is no single slope. Here we calculate average speed, not the actual speed but the average speed, because the speed is going on varying for different intervals of time. So here we take average speed. So the next one, we have distance time graph of an object which is at rest. So rest is a condition when an object does not move. So how does the distance time graph look there? How does it look? So here, consider the distance time table. Okay, in the table, distance is given in meters and time is given in seconds. Distance when it is 5 meter, time is 0 second. 2 seconds, 5 meter. 3 seconds, 5 meter. 6 seconds, 5 meter. So the object is not changing its position. It is fixed at 5 meters, but the time is going on changing. So how will the plot look like? Once again, pause the video and draw the graph and verify it with what the picture comes up here. So you can look here. This is what the distance time graph will look like. The line is parallel to x-axis. Here 0 second 5 meter, 2 seconds 5 meter, 3 seconds 5 meter, 6 seconds 5 meter. The graph is fixed in place, and the scale, x-axis 1 unit is equal to 2 seconds and y-axis 1 unit is equal to 5 meters. So this is the distance time graph of an object at rest. You can see that it is parallel to x-axis. There is neither increase nor decrease in the distance or speed here. So when an object is at rest, then the dt graph of that object is parallel to the x-axis. Moreover, the speed in this case, whenever an object is at rest, whenever it is not moving, the speed is obviously 0. So if you want to calculate the slope of this graph, you will get that slope will be equal to 0. So now moving on to velocity time plots. We plot velocity against time and study the nature of motion from them. So first, in a velocity time plot, the change in velocity of an object with respect to time is represented. Since the name itself says it is about velocity and time. So in this graph, velocity is shown on y-axis. Previously the distance was shown on y-axis. Now here velocity is represented on y-axis, whereas time is always represented on x-axis. And the calculation of slope of this plot, previously the calculation of slope gave us the value of speed. Here calculation of slope of velocity time plot will give the value of acceleration, that is rate of change of velocity with respect to time. So So if you look at this graph, then the red line is the change of velocity with time. So the increasing, the first section that is increasing, they have shown that it is positive acceleration. And next the second part, which is parallel to the x-axis, here we have zero acceleration, or it represents uniform motion with no change in speed. And the last one, the decreasing part, it shows negative acceleration. The first is positive slope, this is zero slope, second part, and the last one, the negative acceleration, means negative slope. We'll look at all these three cases in the upcoming sections here. So VT graph for uniform motion. Since we know uniform motion implies constant speed or constant velocity, here the velocity does not change. So look at the table. If you look at the table, then you can see velocity is taken in meter per second, that is the SI unit, and time is taken in seconds, the SI unit. So 0 seconds 5 meter per second, 2 seconds 5 meter per second, 3 seconds 5 meter per second, 6 seconds and 5 meter per second. So this shows that the speed or the velocity of the object never changes, it remains constant no matter how much the time varies. So how will this graph look? So this is how the velocity time graph will look like. Just like the distance time graph, where the object was at rest, the distance did not change but time was varying, so the graph was parallel to x-axis. Here velocity does not change, it remains constant, whereas time goes on changing. So how does it look? So scale x-axis 1 unit 2 seconds and y-axis 1 unit 5 meter per second. So 0 second 5 meter per second, 2 second 5 meter per second, 3 second 5 meter per second and 6 second 5 meter per second. So the plot, the dark black line with dots, that is the plot, velocity time plot. So the plot is parallel to x-axis. This means whenever the velocity time plot is parallel to x-axis, it means the body is showing or exhibiting uniform motion with constant speed and zero acceleration. So look here, for an uniform motion, the VT graph is parallel to x-axis. In DT plot, uniform motion means the plot was increasing, right? But here in VT plot, uniform motion means the graph is parallel to x-axis, and the acceleration of the plot is, or the acceleration of that object is 0. So non-uniform motion. In non-uniform motion, we come across two cases. One is non-uniform motion with constant acceleration and non-uniform motion with varying acceleration. So in the plots which I am going to show first, they have constant acceleration. That means even the velocity changes, the acceleration remains constant. And lastly, we will look at the plots where the acceleration will vary along with velocity. So look at the table, velocity in meter per second and time in seconds. So time, when time changes to, velocity is 10, time 4 seconds, velocity 20 meter per second, time 6 seconds, velocity 30 meter per second, and time is 8 seconds, whereas velocity is 40 meter per second. So this is the case of non-uniform motion, because velocity does not remain constant, it goes on varying. So how does the plot look for this? So this is the plot which you should be drawing in a graph sheet and pasting in your fair books. So time is taken on x-axis, time in seconds, velocity is taken on y-axis in meter per second, and the scale x-axis 1 unit is equal to 2 seconds and y-axis 1 unit is equal to 10 meter per second. So if you look at the plot, so 2 second 10 meter per second, 4 second 20 meter per second. So the plot is a straight line with a positive slope. When the plot is increasing like this, we say that the slope of the plot is positive, but here slope remains constant. Slope is constant here. That means the slope of the VT graphs always give us the value of acceleration. So this means acceleration For the non-uniform motion, here in this case is constant. In the beginning itself I said in non-uniform motion we have two cases, one with constant acceleration and the other with varying acceleration. So here this is the VT plot with constant positive acceleration. So if we were to, that's what the points say. When the change in velocity is constant, the VT plot is a straight line. The velocity was changing constantly. There was only 10 meter per second difference between each of the velocities. So the change in velocity is constant. That means the VT plot will be a straight line with positive constant acceleration. And from the plot we know that slope is equal to acceleration, or acceleration is equal to value of slope, and slope is y by x. So slope is y by x. Take any one of the points and write their y and x coordinates. That's simple. So here I have taken once again the second point, that is y is equal to 20 and x is equal to 4. So y by x, acceleration is equal to a is equal to 20 by 4, which is equal to 5 meter per second squares. That is our acceleration for the given data. Moving ahead, now we look at negative acceleration. Here also the acceleration is constant, but the body is exhibiting non-uniform motion. So, but here the acceleration, in the previous case the acceleration was increasing, but here the acceleration will be decreasing. Let's see how. And decreasing acceleration or negative acceleration, we will have learned that it is known as deceleration, and another term for that deceleration is retardation. So here look at the table. Velocity meter per second and time is given in seconds. So when time is 2 seconds, velocity is 40 meter per second. When time is 4 seconds, velocity is 30 meter per second. And when time is 6 seconds, velocity is 20 meter per second. And when time is 8 seconds, the velocity is 10 meter per second. So this is the plot. This plot gives you a negative slope. Here it is decreasing. So time, once again time is taken on x-axis in seconds, unit is seconds, and velocity is taken on y-axis and the unit is meter per second. The scale, x-axis 1 unit is equal to 2 seconds and y-axis 1 unit is equal to 10 meter per second. So 2 seconds corresponds to 40 meter per second, the first point. 4 seconds corresponds to 30 meter per second, second point. 6 seconds correspond to 20 meter per second, third point, and 8 seconds corresponds to 10 meter per second. This is the VT graph with a negative slope or retardation or deceleration. Here the body has a constant negative acceleration. So in this case the VT plot has a constant decrease in velocity. The velocity was decreasing. As a result, since the velocity is decreasing constantly, the acceleration is negative but a fixed value. If you were to calculate the slope here, then the velocity will be equal to 30 by 6 minus 30 by 6, which will give you minus 5 meter per second square. So the acceleration here is constant and negative, that is deceleration, or another name for the same thing is retardation. So now we looked at the non-uniform motion where acceleration was constant, acceleration was fixed, therefore they were straight lines. Increasing or decreasing, they were straight lines. Let us look at the velocity time graph with non-uniform or variable acceleration, or when it is negative it is also known as retardation. So here in the first graph, velocity time graph for non-uniform retardation. Once again, time on x-axis, velocity on y-axis. You can look at it. It is not a straight line, it is a gradually decreasing curve. The blue line, it is the velocity time plot. This kind of curvy linear plot, not straight lines. When the plot is curvy linear, when the VT plot is curvy linear, it means the acceleration is not constant. So here we can see that it has non-constant retardation, because when the time was 0, the velocity was maximum. Right, when time is 0 seconds, velocity is 80 meter per second, whereas when time is 4 seconds, the velocity is 0. So as time goes on increasing, the velocity has went on decreasing. So this shows negative acceleration or retardation. So that's what they have given, non-uniform retardation, and here the retardation is not constant, it is a varying entity. And in the second graph, the acceleration is not constant in this case, it is also varying here, because the curve is the blue line. The blue line is the curve, it is gradually increasing. It shows positive acceleration which is varying. Since velocity increases with time, acceleration is positive. And the third plot, here you can see in this in the first two plots where the curves are smooth, here the change in velocity is pretty smooth. It is that's why the curves, the plots are smooth ones. Whereas in this third plot you can see that the lines are pretty sharp, the points are pretty sharp. This shows quick change or instantaneous change in velocity. The velocity does not change gradually, it changes instantaneously. That means at that instant, at that second, it changes quickly. So here you can see varying velocity with time, but the graph is instantaneous. This is not a gradual kind of change, this is instantaneous change. Just so, and last but not the least, we have a plot which shows all kinds of accelerations. Everyday objects show this kind of behavior in VT graph. So velocity on y-axis, time on x-axis. In the first one, dark blue section, it is constant acceleration, straight line, right? Blue, dark blue, it is constant acceleration. The acceleration remains constant here, it is slowly increasing, it is a straight line. Then it becomes parallel to x-axis, that means acceleration becomes 0, so the velocity remains constant. Here no change in velocity, red line. The green line shows decrease in velocity with constant acceleration or deceleration, also known as retardation. So the constant deceleration, so here the change in velocity is constant, so acceleration remains constant. And let us move on to the last dark blue line where we see the gradual increase in acceleration. So it is a curved line, not a straight line, it is a curved line which is increasing. So it means acceleration is increasing, that means it is a variable quantity here. It is a acceleration is varying and it does not remain constant. So this completes your graphical representation of motion concept, and take down the homework. So your homework is plot the distance time and velocity time graphs using the information given in the tables below, and describe the type of the motion. So after plotting the graph, you have to describe what kind of motion it is. That means if it has constant speed, it has constant acceleration, it is at rest, whatever it is, you have to describe it, and also calculate the speed or acceleration. For DT graph you will calculate speed, and for VT graph you will calculate acceleration. So the tables are as follows. First, it is a distance time table, so you have to plot a distance time graph and tell us what kind of motion the body is exhibiting. Is it uniform, non-uniform, constant speed, varying speed, or is that it is at rest? You have to tell that looking at the graph. And then the second table is of velocity time data. The second table has velocity time data, and you have to once again plot it and describe what kind of motion the body is exhibiting, whether it is uniform, non-uniform, with non-uniform with constant acceleration or non-uniform with varying acceleration. You have to describe it and also calculate the slope if the plot is a straight line. Both cases, if plot is a straight line, you can calculate the slope. Only when it is parallel or when it is a curvilinear line, then you cannot calculate the slope that easily. So this is all for today, and this homework must be done in your homework book. Take 2 graph sheets and draw the plots neatly, calculate the slope, describe the motion, and paste it in your homework book along with the table and the question and everything. In the next class, we will be learning about derivation of equations of motion using graphical graphs or graphical method. That's all for today. Thank you.